Good afternoon. My name is Esteban Cruz, and I will show you a presentation about a world leader that I admire. His name is Barack Obama. He is an American politician who served as the 44th President of the United States of America from January 20, 2009 until January 20, 2017. He was a senator from the state of Illinois from January 3, 2005 until his resignation on November 16, 2008. In addition, he is the fifth African American legislator in the United States Senate. He was also the first African American candidate nominated for the presidency by the Democratic Party and is the first to hold the presidential office. This presentation is going to be divided into three parts. First, studies carried out. Second, political career before becoming president. Third, achievements made during his presidential term. Let's now turn the first part. Studies carried out. He graduated from Columbia University and the prestigious Harvard Law School, where he was president of the Harvard Law Review. Subsequently, he worked as a community organizer and practiced his career as a civil rights attorney before being elected as senator from the state of Illinois, holding that position from 1997 to 2004. He was a professor of constitutional law at the University of Chicago Law Faculty since 1992 to 2004, inspiring their students to finish their studies and anchor the policy. Now, let's look at this political career before becoming president. He announced his candidacy for the United States Senate in 2003. In March 2004, he won the primary Democratic Party elections and was finally elected to the Senate in November 2004. Along with other senators, he pushed for the law to control conventional weapons, promote greater public accountability in the use of federal funds, and also made many official trips to Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. In the Congress, he promoted legislation related to pressure groups and electoral fraud, global warming, nuclear terrorism, and attention to military personnel in Iraq and Afghanistan. On June 3, 2008, he became the candidate of the Democratic Party, and on November 4 of the same year, he became the president-elect of the United States after defeating the Republican John McCain. He also received the Nobel Peace Prize for his diplomatic efforts in favor of the nuclear disarmament, the achievement of a peace process in the Middle East, and the promotion of the fight against climate change. In the next issue we are going to talk about is his achievements made in his presidential mandate. During his first and second term, he promoted economic policies such as the Reinvestment and Recovery Act of 2009, the Unemployment Insurance Employment Creation and Reauthorization Act of 2010, Pension Protection and Affordable Medical Assistance Laws, the Dodd-Frank Law of Financial Reform and Consumer Protection. It also increased the presence of U.S. troops in Afghanistan, signed the New START III Treaty on Arms Control with Russia, ordered a U.S. military intervention in the Libya conflict. On May 1, 2011, he announced to the media the death of terrorist Osama bin Laden in Pakistan. Also, he created relations between Cuba and the United States in 2015. On January 2027, he retired from the White House with one of the highest popularity ratings for a U.S. president in recent decades. Finally, I will talk about one of the achievements that I have considered that is more important for me and the characteristics that I admire the most. For me, the most outstanding achievement of President Barack Obama was the massive generation of employment that he produced during his term. Here I explained in a statistical summary of the unemployment figures that the United States had during the mandate of the last 5 presidents that I had. As you will see in the graph, during Bill Clinton's term, there was an increase in employment that during the other presidential periods they could not overcome or achieve. But in the beginning of the period of President Barack Obama, it is recorded that it had an increase of 65%, generating 14.1 million jobs, and at the end of his term in 27, it was verified that it levels that employment statistics compared to Bill Clinton. I admire President Barack Obama because he was a great leader, since he was very cautious in making big decisions without harming the integrity of his nation, also being a person responsible for not generating public scandals and not neglecting his family for his work, in addition to being a charismatic leader with other people regardless of their social status, in comparison with the other presidents who treat their nation in a smug way. This is my list of references. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you have enjoyed my presentation.